Why write a book? Well, my name is Marty Dickinson with ProduceMyBook.com, and I'm going to give you 3 reasons today why everybody should write a book. And I mean specifically a nonfiction book to outline your gem, your genuine expert method. And what better place than in the mountains of Colorado to illustrate 3 reasons why you should write a book? Number one is going to be the obvious, which is to sell books. A lot of people want to get a book either on Amazon or on the bookshelves in Barnes and Noble and throughout the world so that they can sell books and retire happily. Well, news for you, takes a lot of work to sell books anywhere these days. And what happens is we strive for that coveted spot of Amazon bestseller, and that's a worthy endeavor. I mean, it helps to build credibility if you can tell potential clients that you have an Amazon bestseller. Granted, that does resonate with people, and they will think that you know your stuff if you have an Amazon bestseller. But truth be told, getting an Amazon bestseller is almost always simply just gaming the system. If you know how to launch a book and get to Amazon bestseller status, that is achievable, and it probably always will be, regardless of how many books there are available on Amazon. So I need to illustrate what happens when you go that route and try to get book sales. And I'm going to use that with illustration with a rock, and I've got a pond here. So I want you to watch this. You have to kind of look in the distance. Here is writing a book for the sole purpose of selling books and getting that Amazon bestseller. Ready? If you saw that, then you'll see that I hit ice. Now I broke through the ice, but it was a challenge, and I made some progress. The rock sank to the bottom, a little hole broke out, and I broke through the ice. I got into the water. But did I really accomplish my goal? I mean, you really only have to sell a couple hundred books on Amazon to get to bestseller status. It's really a game. I mean, even in competitive categories, that's really all you have to do to get the Amazon bestseller. So how much money do you really make selling your book for 99 cents or $1.99 or $2.99, even if you are an Amazon bestseller? Are you going to retire on that? No, it's not. It's really not as much money as you need to retire, for sure, with just one book. Even if you produce 20 books, if all you did was go after Amazon bestseller status, you're going to be let down. You're not going to get that result you were thinking. Reason number 2 to write a book is to leave a legacy for your children and grandchildren. This is really a great reason to write a book, and it's worth spending all the money and all the time to write the book, to get your process onto the printed page for your children and grandchildren to enjoy for years to come. They'll know what you did for a living. They'll know what made you successful. They'll find out what you were really good at. And sometimes that's even better than a conversation you might have when they're younger. When they read the book, when they're older, 10, 20 years from now, they'll understand their parent or their grandparent. It's a great way to leave a legacy and just put that into the safe deposit box, even if you never sell a book. But here's what happens. I'll use another rock as an illustration. And this one I'm going to throw just a little bit closer to the edge of the pond. Now watch, see if you can see this. Okay, so that's melted ice. There's no ice in that spot, it's just water. And you'll see that I have a ripple effect going. It's spreading. So the people that I've been able to impact with my book that I've created for leaving my legacy expands through my children and grandchildren, because then they can bring that information to their children and grandchildren and maybe adapt that in their lives. So there's a small ripple effect. But I don't know, to me that's again a worthy cause, but it's just not all that could be possible with creating a really good book. So we've got number 1, making sales with a book. Number 2 is making a small ripple effect for leaving a legacy. Well, what happens if I take one of these rocks and I throw this rock into that area out there that's not frozen? So we have not frozen next to the edge, small little area. Then we have a little further out, ice. And then we have further out even more, a big pool of water. Now, I'm a girls softball coach, so I should be able to get this rock into that pool, but I'm going to have to focus. I'm going to have to plant my feet. I'm going to have to take a little bit more time, and I'm going to aim this rock toward that water. So let's see if I can make it. You ready? Ah, I didn't quite make it. I got to try again. Ready? I'm going to take another step. See if I can make it this time. I got to get it out there far. Ready? Here we go. Oh, I made it all the way to the edge, and there goes the ripple effect. Can you see it? I just barely made it. I made it to the pool. But that ripple effect is going to go all the way across that pond now. And it's going to take a while to get there. Even after I stop making effort throwing rocks, it's going to continue. It's going to continue on with that ripple effect. And that is the reason to write a book. That is the reason to document your gem, your genuine expert method, and go the extra mile. And even if it takes a couple of tries to get your launch right and get it out to people and sustain those sales and broaden the potential of that book, it's worth it because now you're changing lives, right? You have this ripple effect that you're putting out there to the world. And I want to give you an example of 3 people that are doing just that. The first one is Joe Saba. We produced his book called How to Speak for Fun and Profit. Get started in the professional speaking business and share your message with the world. Now, this book is on Amazon, and it was a bestseller within 10 hours of our launch. And again, we played the system. We gamed Amazon so that it was a bestseller, but it's what Joe has done since with the book. Joe continues to spread his message through his workshops, and the book has become a huge credibility builder. So he's making ripple effects through his workshops in tandem with the book that's online. So that's one way to do it. Okay, so Joe, good job. The next one I want to introduce you to is Dana Morgan Barnes. Dana created a book with our producing it called Health and Wellness Journey, Creating a Plan That Works After All Other Attempts Have Failed. Dana has a method for saying goodbye to struggling with obesity. It's not about becoming a size 3, it's about being healthy in your own body. So she developed a way to do that. She's changing lives in a way that I've never seen before. I mean, hugely competitive market, the diet and exercise route, and she's using her book through public speaking and coaching to change lives. See how you start with the book, but there's more to it. There is speaking involved, there's coaching potential, but you'll like this one just as much. This is a third route to go, and this book is called Freed from Stuck. Dare to cross the bridge beyond grief, trauma, and self-sabotage to discover lasting change now. And that is by Susie Hayes, another great book. And this one is to get you out of that rut that you've been stuck in for years, so you can finally, again, cross that bridge and look to what you could be enjoying out there in your life. But she's not only created the book, but she has created a certification process using the acronym FREED, F-R-E-E-D. So you get certified in her method of helping others to become unstuck. So see how she graduated from the book to creating a whole program. That's the leverage of a book that can be yours, and also that is what creates that ripple effect to truly change lives. None of these 3 are focused solely on sales. One of them actually started just thinking about leaving a legacy for children and grandchildren, but expanded to so much more. So that's the picture that I wanted to paint for you today about why to write a nonfiction book. Get your genuine expert method into a printable form, and it's really quite simple to do. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it is simple. The process is there. It's a proven process. It takes about 6 weeks if you go through us, and we really can generate the content in 3 days or less. And matter of fact, you'll be able to sign up for our free 9-video series so that you can get a sort of a state of the industry of how books are being bought and sold and put together for Amazon. I strongly encourage you to go check that out. It's free. And then I'll have an offer in there if you want to have us produce your book, of course. But we're also putting together a self-study training guide for how to do our method so that you can do it yourself and create a book without ever typing a word of the manuscript, and you'll be able to still create that content in 3 days. Our benchmark is about 6 weeks for turning around a book entirely. And again, we have the book launch. We try to go after Amazon bestseller status. We'll have that part in the program as well. I've been giving workshops on this, teaching people how to go through that Amazon book writing process, and so that it can potentially become a bestseller, but also so that the book sells and that people read the book. Because you have to realize that for ebooks these days that are on Amazon, the only way you get paid is if people read the book. So the book has to be produced in a format that people can digest easily, a format that they can consume very quickly and easily in a proven format. So we will supply you with that format so you know what is required to make a book that will actually not only sell, but will get read so you get paid as well. So sign up register right now, put your name and email address in the form field, and you'll have immediate access to those videos and documents that will help you go through that whole process. So one more time, I'm going to take my last rock here, and I'm going to try to hit it right in that sweet spot in that pond, and let's see if I can make a ripple effect, because I want you to envision this being your ripple effect when you create your first book. Ready? Here we go. Gotta be ready to take a step here so I can get that out there. Come on, softball coach, you can make it. You ready? Here we go. Got it! Yes! That's a big ripple effect. That thing's going to go on forever all the way across the pond. So this is Marty Dickinson with ProduceMyBook.com saying bye for now. Hope to talk to you soon.